Today marks 364 days share lessons on learning and continue to learn with you. My hope is inside to inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about lessons from nature. I think nature is a beautiful place to reflect, to recharge, to learn from. I think sometimes we forget there are so many things that we can learn from, and especially nature. There's so many lessons hidden in the nature. There's analogies, there's way of living, and I think that today we'll share 10 things, small lessons, but it could potentially move us in the right way, in the right spot, when we're actually giving ourselves time to reflect on the lessons that we can learn from nature. So, number one is growth takes time. Growth takes time. And when I think about growth takes time, the first example could be trees. When you look at the trees, when they planted, they're growing for 100 years to reach massive heights. And they're not in a rush. They're growing as they're growing. And I think that that's understanding that when you look at a tree that it will require some time, years and years and years until it will go to the heights. I think that when we look into a person as well, we're not supposed to expect that within a year everything will happen. There's a lot of things could happen within a year because sometimes we have bamboo tree that is staying under the ground for a long time and then it speeds up and grows very, very fast. At the same time, growth takes time. Nothing happens overnight. I think that there's beautiful thing about this. People say like, "Oh, like is he is overnight success?" But overnight success showed up because they did something in the night when no one was looking, no one was cheering for them, and I think that's exactly when people say there's overnight success because they didn't check on them, they didn't look after them, they never reflected what they're doing, and when they really finally make things happen, it seems that they just happen just overnight. Number two is adaptability, and this is one of the most common examples is be like water. Be like water, because we need to be flexible in life. Water is able to really flow into the different sizes and able to be adaptable, flexible. And I think there's a very big beautiful thing that means that when you think about water as well, that there's a lot of obstacles in life, and water goes around it. And it means we need to really be like water, flow it anyway, find the corners where you could go through, because water it's able to stuck in one location, but the water will find a way where to go, where to find the small spots, and sometimes when the water goes and breaks a small part of the wall, it just bypasses everything with massive momentum. And I think that's exactly what we're able to do sometimes. We're able to really find that small crack and then really build up on that crack and really build momentum and then flash towards our vision. Number three is stillness is power. Like mountains. Mountains are beautiful. One of my favorite things in nature is mountains. And that means that you're able to really climb to the mountain, able to hike to the mountain, do the work, intentionally go up there. And you see that there have been for hundreds, thousands of years, and then you're able to really anchor your mind in that stillness. And being able to look around and see more things. And the thing that one is that the mountains allows to give more peace and internal as well because you're able to see so much that you feel more safe, more present. And I think that's exactly with life. Is you need to really climb, hike in emotional mountains and financial mountains that you could really feel more present, more aware, see more, do more things. That means that we intentionally able to climb. And then again, this is the anchor that we're able to put ourselves to really pursue that mountain, pursue that power. Because a lot of times, I think there is so much noise in life, and sometimes we need to like, I need some stillness. I think that's exactly where we potentially could find is looking for the mountain, and that means that we're able to really do some activities like mindfulness, where you're able to really spiritually be present. Number four is cycles of cycles are natural or cycles of nature. That means that there's four seasons, like it's winter, summer, autumn, spring. And I think that in life, in personal life, is exactly the same way. We have moving in cycles. And I think that sometimes when we deny that, we can potentially stuck in one season of life. Maybe in the winter, we compressed, we reflect, because winter season is for reflection. Winter season is not for planting. Winter season is not for taking action a lot of times. Winter season is to really recharge, reflect, and be more aware of things, because when the spring comes, we just need to start planting, take action, massive action. And in summer, a lot of times is the harvest time, being able to really reap the benefits of our spring. So that means if we didn't do much this spring, that means we'll need to really, we'll not have a lot of the harvest this summer. After harvest, of course, we have an autumn, and that's where we really start to slow down and finish our harvesting, because harvesting is taking some time. And then sometimes we go to the winter again, reflect, understand what worked, what didn't work, and then move forward. Number five, let go to let go to grow. And I think that is a beautiful thing. Like trees in autumn, they let go of the this year um leaves. And I think that in life, that's what we need to do. Like sometimes when we have mindsets, we have beliefs, and those mindsets and beliefs were great for a season. Because not all beliefs, not all values, not all everything that we carry supposed to be carried the whole life. Some are seasonal beliefs, some are seasonal values, some are seasonal things. And we need to ask, okay, what are the seasonal things that we need to let go? What are the things that is not serving me anymore? Especially with like in developing the skill set as well. When you're developing skill set from 1 to 10, that means that what allow you to get to the number 4 probably will not help to get to the number 5, 6, or 7. So the things that you used to do to really get from 1 to 4 potentially need to really let go as leaves in that season. I really love John C. Maxwell, the way how he says that you need to let go or give up to go up. You need to give up to go up. So what do you need to give up to go up? So if you want to go up, you're able to ask a question, what do you need to give up right now? What leaves you need to let go to really prepare for a new upcoming season? Number six is interdependence. Interdependence, like ecosystem. I think that we need to understand that everything in life is interconnected. Bees, flowers, trees, everything like intertwines the ecosystems. And I think that in life we need to understand that we're not supposed to be built to do everything alone. And I love this saying that one one is too small of a number to achieve greatness. One is too small of a number to achieve greatness. And then when you know that there's like ecosystems, there's a people who intertwine and with their strengths, with their weaknesses, with their blind spots, with their abilities, capacities, and we blend them together, you're able to achieve massive, massive success. And I think that's people say that I was able to achieve great success by doing them alone. I really love that stitch. So if you were able to achieve this massive success alone, imagine how much would you achieve having support, having people who really believe what you believe, people who are pushing you forward. Imagine how much more you would achieve at that moment. Now, of course, is take a risk, because it might be that the people that you choose be taking taking a wrong direction. And maybe that will sabotage your success. Of course, some people could potentially achieve by themselves more because their potential with blind spot is taking people who are not actually going to the same direction. Because that's again a big skill to be able to really understand how interdependence works for your own favor. Number seven, resilience. Like grass through concrete. Like grass through concrete. Like when you look at you, like grass is always able to find a way to grow anywhere. And it's like for sidewalks, when you look at you, the grass is coming out everywhere. Like and they are resiliently growing. It's like okay, you put concrete on me, doesn't matter. I will go through that concrete. If it puts on top of it, it finds a ways to crack the pavement. And I think that's exactly how we supposed to look in life as well. Okay, so if there is a concrete over you, I said that it doesn't matter. I don't give up. I will be able to find the crack through that pavement so I could come out on top. That's what grass does, and I think that's what we need to do as well. Not be afraid of dark place. Still go through that dark place until you come out into the light. I think that's the beautiful thing. Resilience. Number 8, purpose over perfection. I think that again, sometimes we potentially could be complaining about our circumstances. But like wildflowers bloom wherever they are. Their seeds are thrown away and then they just find a spot and they bloom. And I think that's exactly how we're supposed to look into as well. Like saying that I don't care about my circumstances as much as I care about my blooming. Now, of course, might be a little bit harder in that environment. And sometimes, of course, we're able to really say, like, if I'm not okay with my environment, I'm willing to really put myself in a position to really change my environment, but we are willing to bloom no matter what it is. And I think that when you bloom, it's easier to really transition yourself to other spot because when you are blooming, other people could potentially help you to remove yourself from that environment and put yourself in another place because that's exactly what happens when you look into the people who really see on the sidewalks that is a beautiful flower. Somebody said like I really would love to have that kind of flower in different location. They go with roots and then position somewhere else. I think that's what we need to do, really grow ourselves so much that other people say I want to have this kind of person, that blooming person in my team. And interesting because 10 years ago when I really was working in a very bad job, like just the random construction job, and I came to Canada, didn't speak English, and employer, different company, employer saw how hard I work, even though it's the least position in that company, and said I want that kind of person in my company because I know that when he how you do one thing, that's how you do everything. I think that that's the purpose over perfection is very important. Purpose over perfection. My purpose is doing the great job no matter where I am. I think that's that belief when you have purpose over perfection is the key to real success. Number 7, number 9 is presence is power. And again, this is when I think about sunrise, like sunrise, and I think that sunrise doesn't rush. It comes and it comes. It changes times, but like the sunrise, it comes. There's so many things coming with that sunrise. New beginnings, beautiful time to reflect on what will happen today. And I think that's again, this is part of being fully present. Like mountains being able to bring presence, and sunrise able to be present. And of course, when you're able to blend them together, it's double presence when you're able to climb to the mountain, have ability to look into sunrise and enjoy the view, enjoy the moment. And it's interesting. I think that being able to really enjoy the sunrise shows that you're able to be present because I think that so many years I lived in life where I hustle, I work, I hustle at work, and I just not able to really enjoy the sunrise because I just rushing too much. And I think that is being able to really say that I want to really be full present because that is I think that's something that's even more important. Being able to really control yourself in a way that you're able to really come in that moment where you don't rush, don't push, but really allow yourself to sit down and allow things to happen the way how it needs to happen. Because I think that sometimes when we are wanting to push things, we potentially could become desperate, and desperate doesn't lead to the right decisions regarding our life because our life is supposed to be dictated based on vision, based on long-term thinking, not on the short-term thinking that really doesn't lead to the good outcomes. The last one that I want to mention is nature never compares. That means that sunflower doesn't compare to a rose. Every single flower, every single tree grows as far as tall as it could, as wide as it can, and they don't compare to anyone else. So I think that that's exactly what we need to do because comparison kills joy. And if we want to really grow and develop into the most beautiful person ever, we want to compare ourselves with ourselves. So that, and then this is a lesson repeated 1,000 times, but it's such a true lesson. I think that is very important to repeat itself because repetition allows to remember what is truly important. Because sometimes we know what's important, but because we do not repeat what's important, we forget about those things. And sometimes the most basic things sometimes get the least attention because they are so basic, but they are again they're so important. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.